What is your opinion on abortion?
Personally, I think that abortion is something that you should be allowed to do, but that you shouldn't abuse. Like, you shouldn't go out and have sexual affairs with people just because you know you're able to get an abortion. You should only do it if it's a true mistake or something happened in the process, and like you don't feel like you can take care of the child.
What do you think is the main reason for someone to make a decision on having an abortion?
Partially it's because, or for the most part, it could be because they don't feel like they can support the child, so why bring someone into this world that you can't provide for or be able to take care of? And, like, personally, I think that it would be better to just, like, not bring someone into the world if you're not going to be able to take care of them, because then, like, the whole thing with having to give them up for adoption, and you don't want to put that burden on yourself to know that that child probably won't have as good of a life as they could have because you can't take care of them.
Why should a person under 18 need to have a parent's consent on an abortion, or why not?
Well, I think that a child who is under 18 should tell their parents if they know that their parents are accepting of it and won't like get super mad at them for being pregnant, because it's always important to share that kind of thing with your parents. But in some cases where where it's an accident and you know that your parents will be really mad at you and they will never talk to you again, or well, that won't really happen, but where your parents will be really angry at you and not take it well, then I think that you should just be able to get it because you don't want your parents to know about this.
In your opinion, what is the best choice for a teen to make? Should they keep the baby, have an abortion, or give it up for adoption? Why so?
I think that if you feel like you have support from the father of the child and your family, then you should definitely keep the child, because, why not? Abortion should only be used when under the circumstances of not knowing if the child's going to be taken care of and provided for and supported. But yeah, if you know that you can take care of the child, then keep it. But if there's uncertainty about that, then you should get an abortion. And adoption would kind of be that's kind of a hard thing for some parents to do, or teen moms to do, because after you have the child, you're already really connected with it. After you've seen it, and you're probably going to be with it for a couple weeks, so from then you'll probably want to keep it. So I don't really see adoption as being the number one thing to do.
Why is having an abortion, in your opinion, a murder?
Well, I don't really see it as being a murder. There's technically the child is not fully developed. It's not really a person yet, and you don't really have feelings for it yet. So it's not really a murder. But I guess I can see why some people would call it a murder, because you're taking the life of something or someone without its consent.
Why is religion so controversial and so against abortion?
Partially because some religious people believe that abortion is murder, and they believe that if you have a child, you should be able to take care of it, and that's now your responsibility. And religion is all about responsibility. So people don't want you to be if people think that you made the irresponsible decision of having a child, then you might as well go on with taking care of the child and doing it the old-fashioned way, instead of just going to a doctor and getting it aborted because you feel like you can't like take care because you feel like you like don't need to take care of it, and you're not obligated to take care of the child.
In your opinion, what do you think is the most frequent age a girl has an abortion?
I would say really young ages, like around 15, because it's so young, and they don't really want you to have a child. But I mean, some people do, but like also it's the parents who are kind of pushing them to have an abortion, because the parents don't want to have to take care of two children, just because the daughter decided to make a bad decision. But people also get an abortion when they're like 18 and 19 and 20 because they're going through college, and they might not want to have a child to take care of when they know they have to get an education and be able to do something with their life.
So for you, most of the time, an abortion happens at like younger age, like 15 through 18 or so?
Yeah, 15. I'd say 15 through 18 be a good range.
Why that age though? Is it because it's a younger age when people start having sexual activities, or?
Yeah, it is the younger age when people start having sexual activities and they make mistakes, and then like some people get stressed. They can get stressed about, oh, I'm having a child, because that's a stressful thing when you're this young, and that's a big priority and a big like not a problem, but it's like something big that just happened in your life at such a young age, and so you might not feel like you can deal with it. And plus, if you are stressing over school and all the other priorities that you have, then having a kid isn't like the number one thing on your mind, so you might want to get rid of it.
Do men have most fault for a girl making a decision of having an abortion?
Can you repeat that?
Like, what are your opinions on men having most fault for a girl's decision on abortion? Do you think it's because the man says, I'm not going to support you?
Yeah.
Like, is that big reason why a girl should choose to?
Yeah, I think that's a fear for a girl who is going to have a baby, that the father won't be there, because like you want the baby's dad to be there with them, and then if you don't have their support, and in some cases you don't have your parents' support, then there's really like they feel like there's no need to keep the child because they won't have a good life. And the guy, I definitely think if the guy tells the girl that they aren't going to be there for the child, that has a big effect on like if they'll get an abortion or not.
How would you personally feel if your child would be pregnant and decided to have an abortion?
I would probably be angry, because I would teach my child to make good decisions, but at the same time, depending on like what age it is, I would allow them to have an abortion if they felt like it was the right thing to do, and like they couldn't take care of it, because as a parent, like I have to kind of let my child do what they want to do. Like they can come to me for advice if they want to have an abortion or not, but I would tell them that they could, because I don't think it's murder necessarily like other people do.